anywhere from 5 to 30% of the general population, men are raising and paying for children that are not theirs and don't know.
No way.
According to the American Association of Blood Banks, between 25 and 30% of the males who are accused of being the father, they take a paternity test and find out they did not do it.
Are you for mandatory DNA testing at birth?
I am absolutely on record as saying that if we want to prevent the problem of having men challenge paternity later down the road, then let's apply a proactive solution.
That is crazy, dude. 25 to 30%. Yeah, I mean, this one should be pretty obvious. I am 100% for mandatory paternity tests. Before signing any birth certificates, getting that paternity test done, 100%.
This is the story of me agreeing to get an older woman pregnant and then her trying to ruin my life.
For anyone that hasn't heard this story yet, this is essentially a man that agrees to get an older woman pregnant with no strings attached, but then she proceeded to attach as many strings as possible after she was pregnant, which included involving his family, bringing the child into his life, telling him that she wanted to be in a relationship with him and to be this little family, and then even taking him for child support. But then when he doesn't want the same things as she does and he doesn't do the things that she wants him to do, she leverages his relationship with his daughter. But it gets crazier because at some point, this man questions paternity and he decides to get a test. He finds out that he is not even the father, which is just next level because besides what it does to him, I cannot imagine what it does to that child. And as a mom myself, I do not comprehend this. The fact that paternity fraud actually happens today in this day and age, it blows my mind. This story needs to serve as a very cautionary tale for all men.
Bro, oh my God. One, I mean, that's flawed decision making to begin with, okay? This is like, she wanted you to help her get pregnant. Bro, with an older woman too. This is like so obviously a trap. And this is why content like mine and other guys that make similar content, this is why it's so important. Because this would be so easy to see coming. I swear, some of these women get away with so much just because of how ignorant and dumb guys are. Just straight up. How do you not see that for what it is? It is so obviously a horrible deal that has significant amounts of risk with basically nothing in return. And that's the thing, man. Just being able to avoid these pitfalls. That's why again, I talk about red flags constantly, because it is this important. It's just about avoiding potential mistakes. You know, a mistake like this, it really could ruin his entire life. You have a child now with a wild woman who's willing to do some deceitful things to you.
How did you find out that she slept with your best friend?
Well, that's interesting. We were actually in a heated argument at the time that it occurred, but it kind of just got blurted out to me that Mr. Randolph could be a potential father for Prince.
Wait a minute. So you're in a heated argument as a couple, and just out of the blue she yells, and by the way, your best friend could be Prince's father?
Correct. It was very emotional for me, being that it's my best friend and this is my woman.
Understandably.
Upon meeting with him, we kind of all agreed, me and him agreed, that we definitely needed to find out what was going on.
I just want him to be able to understand that, and I am woman enough to admit that I made that mistake, and I want us to go forward from this situation, regardless of the results, regardless of, even though in my heart, I hope that it does show that he's the father, I just want us to still be able to be a family as we are.
Mr. Pace, you are not his father.
Oh, man.
Wash his hands of this whole thing.
Continuing on with the next result. It has also been determined by this court, Mr. Randolph, you are not.
Oh, shit, proper 3 or 4. Damn, dude. What a yikes. Holy. So there are low quality women everywhere, all right? They're everywhere. But it is your job to properly vet that woman. You need to get your information, hell, even get a notepad if you need to. Write down all the potential red flags, all of these potential connecting dots. See if you can recognize any patterns. All of her friends have a high body count. She goes out every single weekend. Do the mathematics so you can sort through stuff like this, okay? Something you need to look for is, does she want children Or does she want your children? Okay? These two are hugely different things. If she just wants children, period, that could be with any man. Any man, basically. But if she wants your children, she is going to try her best to lock you down. She's going to try and lock you down, and she's going to be very forward with wanting a baby with you. Okay? You catch my drift?
Wait, so you're tricking who?
So there's like a girl, and or a woman, and she's married to someone, and she has a baby with another man,
Okay.
and makes out that it's her husband's
Oh,
baby.
no, that's bad. That's bad.
Your Honor, that is his baby. And I can't wait, because the devil is a liar and this is Lucifer, so stop.
Well, you might be the devil then. We'll see.
I am without a doubt 100% certain that he is my son's father. Not only was I only sleeping with him, we were actually working on our relationship. We already have a child from a previous situation. We got back together. We're working on us.
At the time that Jill was conceived, we were not having no type of intercourse. We were not cool at the moment.
He went out and got 3 pregnancy tests, made me take all of them. They were all positive. And he was like, well, that's not my baby.
This is what it was. She was trying to get back with me, but I wasn't, so she probably felt like if we have a child, we might work out.
If he has any doubts, you know, I carried the baby. I birthed the baby. If you have any doubts, go ahead. I don't mind making you look stupid. That's why I'm here now.
Okay, so your point is I'm tired of hearing the denial. If you want a DNA test, let's take it now, because I know you're the father.
Exactly.
Mr. Lee, you are not the father.
Told you.
Hold up.
I already knew it. I told you.
Don't look at me like that. I don't know God's plan.
Who else? It was you that was...
Did you just inject God in this?
I did not put him in this. I'm just saying.
This looks like a TV show. Maybe they're recreating the story, don't know. But this is a betrayal of maximum magnitude. Tricking a man into investing into a genetic legacy that is not his. Investing his time, his money, his emotions. It is brutal, bro. Is paternity fraud illegal? Wow, it's not even a crime. That's crazy. Paternity fraud is not a crime in the United States, but it can be considered a civil wrong or tort of deceit. That is wild. That should absolutely be illegal. Me watching him love the babies I had with someone else like they're his. Holy yikes. Whoa. Wow. Holy. For this clip, that's all the context that we have. We actually don't know if the guy knows if that's his kid or not. But if it's not, that is devious. Honestly, in my opinion, that's one of the worst things that you can do to a man, is that exact thing. What do you guys think about this clip? Leave a comment below. Paternity fraud should send women to prison for 18 years. See, this is exactly why paternity must be mandatory for every and all children. Agreed? Yeah, exactly. And they have the audacity to ask why men aren't getting married. And this is the thing, man. It's even the same with single mothers. If you make the choice to date a single mom, you are basically volunteering for your own cuckoldry. You have made the conscious choice to take care of another man's genetic legacy. And that's just one con, by the way. On top of that, you will never be the priority. You will never have full authority over the child. You will have an emotional bond with the mom and the daughter. So if the relationship ends, you're losing all of it. And the real father will always get the preferential treatment, because at the end of the day, he's the real dad. You have no legal rights over that kid. Now, there's outside circumstances, say maybe you have children or something like that. You're more joining families, kind of. But still, it's basically never a good idea.
Watch this. I have been married for 51 years.
Okay.
Got 2 sons, 42 and 40.
Okay.
Needed to take a test to see if any of us had a kidney good enough for my brother. Found out something interesting. They ain't my kids. There's somebody else's.
Damn.
Of course, the only good thing is, I know it's not my fault. I do wish I knew who the real fathers were. She couldn't tell me. I'd probably forgiven her.
Damn, bro. 51 years. Wow. This is really the kind of stuff that makes you think, damn, maybe it would have been better for this guy if he didn't know the truth. Truly, bro, what does he have? Just a few more years? Man, maybe it would have been better for him to just live in that delusion a little bit longer. Honestly, I just don't know how you get over something like that. Basically, his entire life was a lie. This even correlates with guys like, you know, waking up to the red pill knowledge very late in life, where they basically realize that they've been this like beta pay pig their entire life. They got married when she was 30 years old. She was ready to settle down. She was done with her past. And now she settled down with the beta Bob. And then 50 years later, he stumbles across a channel like mine or the many others. And they realize like, damn, I can't go back. I've been this like beta provider my entire life to a woman that has a past. It really almost makes you wonder, maybe it's better for some guys to stay plugged in.
You are not the father.
Upon hearing he wasn't the biological dad, the man broke down in tears, worried this revelation could jeopardize their upcoming wedding. Throughout their relationship, the woman had always been honest with him.
I was confused as to who the father was, so I didn't want to put anybody on the birth certificate except myself.
Okay, well, that's responsible.
The man had a childhood filled with abandonment, and the only place he felt love and care was with her family. So even after learning he wasn't the child's father, he was still willing to take on any responsibility for that love.
Keep going. And stay her dad.
Do you want to still stay in her life?
Yes.
Damn. And that's the thing, man. That's the thing. That was exactly what she wanted to happen. That's exactly what she wanted to happen. She's getting the best of the both worlds. She went out, got with Alpha Adam. Now she's having his child, but she gets the beta bucks from this guy. Just got that piggy bank to take care of some other man's child. This is an interesting example of why you need to be emotionally strong as a man, okay? Because obviously, if you are with a woman, she gets pregnant, you assume the baby is yours and everything, and then it comes out a couple years later that it's not. You will have spent those couple years thinking this entire time, wow, this is my baby girl, this is my little boy, and you will have built such an intense emotional attachment to that child. Of course, we're human beings, bro, okay? That's what's gonna happen. But if you ever find out that the child is not yours, you have to be able to walk away. Still, I don't care how strong that emotional connection is, man. I don't care. It is the most disrespectful thing that she can do to you. Truly.